Hello Year 3 and welcome to your maths video. It is Tuesday the 23rd of February and I've got the short date on the right hand side which is 23.02.2021, and today what we're going to do is we are going to recognise 3D shapes in different orientations and describe them. Okay, so before we do anything looking at different orientations, what I thought we'd do is we'd just recap on some shapes. Okay, so here I have this shape. It is Bethany's Rubik's Cube. You can move it across. It's very fancy. It's a Christmas one. We love Rubik's Cubes here. Now, there's a bit of a clue in the name, Rubik's Cube, okay? And you can see that it's got a square face, just like that, but it's got many square faces. It's got 6 square faces, and it's not just a flat shape, so I can't pick it up. It's a 3D shape, so I can move it about. And my shape is here is a cube, okay? So the next one, what I wanted to talk about is a sphere. Now, a sphere is like a ball. Now, I went for a search around my house and I couldn't find anything that was a sphere. I really found it quite tricky. The only thing I could find was this, a mint imperial, a mint. So this is a sphere and it doesn't have any flat faces. It just has one curved face all the way around, and I can roll it like a ball when it's just dropped on the floor. I'll get that after. My next shape, what I wanted to show you is my chicken soup. Okay, now you can see I've got one circle flat face here and another circle flat face here, and then here I've got one curved face. Now this is my cylinder. Okay, so it's like lots and lots of circles all stacked on top of one another, and yeah, my cylinder, 2 flat faces, 1 curved face. My next one is ta-da, my box of unicorn, ta-da, Angel Delight. Now you can see that that isn't a square, that is a rectangle. And if I turn it here, it's another rectangle. And oh, it's the same size as this one. And then it's this one. And you might just think, my son's just showing me a box, but I'm not. This shape, because it's made up of different size rectangles, is called a cuboid. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides, just like the cube. But the different shapes on the sides, aren't they? So cuboid, cylinder, cube. Get my mint imperial. Mint imperial. There we go. So what I thought we'd do now is we'd have a look at these shapes here, and we'd have a look and see, just by looking at them, what different faces that they have. Okay, so if we look at the sphere here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in. Let's get really close. There we go. That's miles better. So I've got my sphere here, and it says number of flat faces. Now, you know, on the sphere here, it doesn't have any flat faces, does it? So my number of flat faces would be 0. So let's get 0 on there. 0. Then it says number of curved faces. Well, if I look at my mint imperial or any other objects that are a sphere, you know that it's just got one curved face and it goes all the way around. So it's got one curved face. And then it says here, name, and the name of it is a sphere. So let's type that in. Sphere. Oh, would help if I spelt it right, wouldn't it? I think I'll make it a little bit smaller so it sits nicely on the line. There we go. Right, my next one is my, oh, I'm not going to say it, my tin of soup. Okay, so you can see, if I tilt it this way, it looks like that. You can see one circle on the bottom, one circle face on the top, sorry. It's got a circle face on the top, it's got a circle face on the bottom, and they are flat. Now, there's no other flat faces. So it says number of flat faces here, and there are 2. Then it says number of curved surfaces. Is there any curved surfaces on my tin? Well, yes, there is. It's this one all the way around, isn't it? And we just have one of those. So I'll put one there. Now, the name of the shape. Can anyone remember what the name of that shape is? Anybody remember? It is a cylinder. Let's put that on there. Super duper do. Now this shape looks a bit different, doesn't it? Now we didn't look at this shape with all my different objects. We didn't. So we're going to have to look at the shape and pick out all the different shapes that are with it. So you can see here, it's got a triangle shape here and a triangle shape here, and it's come off this side and this side, but there's two more sides as well. So it looks like the same shape will be on the other side. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's this bottom one, 5. It looks like there's 5 flat faces. So let's put 5 on there. Does it look like there's any curved surfaces or faces on there? What do you think? Doesn't, does it? So there's 0. Right, what shape do you think that might be? Now, if you think of triangles, it automatically makes you think of a pyramid. When all the triangles are put together, it makes you think of a pyramid. But there's a problem, because the bottom isn't a triangle on this one, it's a square. So this shape would be a square-based pyramid. It's easy, as that, superstars? Okay, let's have a look at this one. Like my angel delight. So if I lie it kind of like how you can see it there, just like that, you can see 3 sides there already. 1, 2, 3. But I know, and you know, that we've got 4, 5, 6 sides, haven't we? So number of flat faces, there are all flat. There's no curved edges to it. So there's 6 flat faces. Are there any curved faces on my cylinder? On my angel delight box? There's not, is there? So I'm going to put there, and I gave you a bit of a clue. Can you remember what shape it is? Can you remember? It is my cylinder. Oh, shouting at you. Cylinder. There we go. Right, let's go down, 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 down. There we go. Next ones. So this one almost makes me think of a party hat. Do you know what? I've just thought, I've got a party hat. I will be right back. I am back with my pyramid. Are you ready? Not my pyramid. I've just made that up. I'm back with my shape. Are you ready? Ta-da! Ta-da! So I've got my shape here. Now, ignore all the fluffy bits. We've got one flat surface on the bottom, and we've got this shape here, this funny curved shape. Now, if I had it this way and had some ice cream in it and I was eating it, what would we call this part? We'd call it a cone, wouldn't we? Like an ice cream cone. And that's the name of the shape, a cone. I'm going to wear this. It's a shape lesson after all. So it is a cone. So it's got one flat surface on the bottom. So let's put 1 on. And how many curved surfaces has it got? Well, it's got 1 all the way around, hasn't it? So it's got 1 curved. Oh, that's some silly one. So what is the name of my shape? Can you remember? Like an ice cream cone. There we go. Right, this next shape, this orange one. Now, we've not looked at this one before, so it's not going to be the easiest, but don't panic, okay? What we're going to do now, we're going to have a look at this one, and you can see the shapes already that we can see. You can see that there's a triangle here. There's a rectangle here. Now, I'm presuming on the other side there's a rectangle, and then on the bottom there's another rectangle. What do you think's on this side here? I think a triangle. So let's count the flat faces. 1, 2 on the other side, 3, 4 on the other side, and 1 on the bottom. 5. Do you think there's any curved surfaces, year 3? I don't think so either. Nope. Nil. So the name of the shape is a bit of a different one. Okay. Now this is called a let me spell it, triangular prism, because it is a prism built up of rectangles with triangles included, okay? This is messing my hair up. There we go. Now this one, what shape is this? Can you remember? It's made up of squares, 6 different squares all along, no curved surfaces or anything like that. It is my cube, isn't it? So I'm going to add a cube on straight away. Now we've got, let's see if we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 flat surfaces, hasn't it? And it's got 0 curved surfaces. It's easy for Miss Dunn to say. Right, and this last shape. Now, if it was, I'll show you. If it was a flat shape, 2D shape, let's get a big pen so you can see it. There we go, Miss Dunn. If we had a shape like this, kind of looks like half an egg, doesn't it? But it's flat. This is called a semicircle because it's half of a circle. If I draw my circle here, just like that, and then I cut my circle in half, just like that, get rid of one of them, it is a semicircle because it's half a circle. Now this shape on the end kind of makes you think a little bit about the semicircle, but you can see at the top, it's flat, isn't it? And the rest of it is quite curved. So we can see there's one flat face, oh, there we go, and one curved face. Now, we're not going to be looking at this shape today, so do not panic. But this name, the name of this shape, sorry, is called a hemisphere. It's very posh, isn't it? We're being posh today. So just wanted to recap of shapes and the faces. So let's have a look at the next task. Okie dokie, see you in a sec. So looking at this next image that I've got here, you can see that there's lots of different shapes all put into sand, and the sand's all gathered around them. And some of them might be on their side, they might be upside down, they might be facing a different way than what we've seen them before. And this is where seeing and identifying the different shapes and different orientations come from. So you can see here that it looks like half a circle, but I think another half a circle, not a half a circle, half a sphere. So this shape might be a hemisphere. So let's write this one on here. Hemisphere. Would help if Miss Dunn could spell it, wouldn't it? So we've got a hemisphere. Make it a bit bigger so that we can see it. There we go, that's super duper. Right, and then let's have a look at this one. Well, it's got a flat surface and then it's got a curved surface, it looks like, because it looks like it's going down into a point. It's got a curved surface with a point on the top. What shape do you think that one might be? I think, and I hope you got it right, you three, it is a cone, not a comb. A comb. There we go. So this is what I'd like you to do. On the class page for today, there's 2 different images, and I'd like to have a look at them. And they're exactly the same as these, just different shapes, all put in sand. And I'd like to have a look and see what different shapes you can recognise. They may be cubes, they may be cylinders, maybe spheres, cuboids, cones, okay? Many, many different shapes. Once you've done them, what you can do, you can take a photo and send them to me on Class Dojo. Now, as always, you might be able to print these pictures off. If you can, super. If not, do not panic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture of this on Class Dojo portfolio for tomorrow, and you can edit it on the screen and draw your lines and add the text so that I can still get your work. Okie dokie, superstars. I hope that makes sense. Any problems, please let me know. See you soon.